Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. We are continuing with the walkthrough guide, so we are going on to A Party Soon Divided. The manager of suites is in a cheerful mood. Oh, well, good for him. Good morning to you, miss. I do hope you are well rested. The Exarch and your companions are presently gathered in the ocular. He asks that you convene with them at your earliest convenience. So we're heading back to the tower. So I'm sure that they inform the Exarch of Titania's defeat and everything else that happened, as well as their little matter with the Ascian. So, yeah, let's get a move on. I don't know exactly where we're going to next. I mean, if I had to guess, I would say it would be the Greatwood, which we haven't seen yet, so I'm really looking forward to it. You have business with the Crystal Exarch? Yes, yes. Every time you see us, buddy, just assume that we're here to see the Exarch and just let us through.
Ah, there you are. You're just in time to welcome our guest.
Please, did I not explicitly tell you that we would be meeting again soon? Lest you forget, I made you a promise. I have no intention of meddling with your mission. I come only to observe. Your Exarch friend in particular has piqued my curiosity. Summoning you all like that. Most impressive.
You honestly expect us to believe you've come only to observe? Or that you might deign to lift a finger to aid our cause if called upon? Even if there were a sliver of truth in your words, I would never accept your help. Not in my darkest hour. Not after all the suffering your kind has wrought.
So petty. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. Wage your war against the Sin Eaters, put each and every Light Warden to the sword, prove yourselves heroes, brave and true, and I will be glad to embrace you as allies. Allies worthy of bearing the burden of truth. Surely such a partnership would be preferable to yet another round of fisticuffs. And thus did the olive branch wither and die. Pity. Well, let no man say I did not try, futile as it was. Though I suspect you will seek me out when you grow tired of making the same mistakes. Difficult decisions lie ahead of you. Decisions best made with the benefit of knowledge to which only the Eternal are privy. For now, I shall resume my shadowy vigil. Whatever you choose to do, make sure it's worth watching, would you?
What was that all about?
A vain attempt to make us doubt our chosen course, most like. As if we'd believe a word that passed his lips. Unless you think there is some truth in what he says.
I don't know, but if he crosses us, I'll make him wish he hadn't.
I'm sure you will. But consider for a moment. If he meant simply to lead us astray, he could have done so without revealing himself. At least, not in the manner he did. It goes without saying that an alliance with the Ascians is out of the question. But since we have no way of knowing where they might be hiding, it seems only logical to press on with our mission, even if our enemy seems content for it to succeed.
Then let us discuss the Sin-Eaters. I would begin by thanking you all for your efforts thus far. In striking down the Light Wardens of Lakeland and Il Mheg, you have accomplished more in your short time here than all of our forces managed in the last century.
That may be, but the Wardens of Calusia, Il Mheg, and Raktika remain.
Indeed, and their precise whereabouts are as yet unknown. Which is why I propose we divide our forces and conduct a systematic survey of each region. Once we have found our quarry, we may then determine how best to proceed.
I'll take Il Mheg in that case. I know the lie of the land well enough.
If there are no objections, I will make for Calusia. I have connections there both in and around Yulmore that may prove useful.
Then I would ask that you journey to Raktika. There you will find Y'shtola. With her assistance, I doubt the Warden will evade your grasp for long.
Is Y'shtola the conjurer you and Urianger used to talk about?
That's right. Though we haven't spoken much since she left for the forest.
I fear I may be to blame for that. I had every intention of relaying the news of your arrival, but she is disinclined to speak with me. You have visited her, have you not? Might I trouble you to...
'Twould be no trouble.
My thanks. While you are all out in the field, I shall be here attending to business. I had somewhat fancifully contemplated joining the search myself, but other matters demand my attention.
What's that?
A missive from Lord Vorthry. He invites me to join him in Yulmore to discuss the recent conflict at Lida Luran.
And? Did he even bother to offer any bait? It's obviously a trap.
I should be surprised if it were not. Nevertheless, I must seize this opportunity to speak with him, even if only a few words are exchanged. Though my power will be much diminished so far from the tower, it is a risk I am willing to take. Master Alphinaud, might I impose upon you to accompany me to Yulmore prior to beginning your reconnaissance?
Of course.
Then let us make ready. Safe travels to you all.
Huh. Well, that was strange, to say the least. Ophelia and I are no strangers to Raktika, but this is perhaps the first time we've bothered entering through the proverbial front door. At last I can finally meet Y'shtola. Thancred has told me so much about her. There are so many ruins scattered throughout Am the Ring, I'm honestly not even sure where to start. I confess a great deal of my time in Calusia was spent befriending the people, but that is not to say I have no thought to our primary goal. Once I have escorted the Exarch to Yulmore, you can be certain I will do all I can to discern the whereabouts of any warden that may be hiding in Calusia. I should be glad to apprise thee of Y'shtola's recent endeavors during our journey to Raktika. Before you leave, I would make a request of you. There is a church, or rather the ruins of a church, at Fort Job. Might I ask that you go there before seeking out Y'shtola? It was a place where people once gathered to worship the lights. Alas, it has long since fallen into disuse. Yet within that hall, there remains a tablet whose writing I believe may prove of use to Y'shtola. At the very least, such a relic would make a suitable gift for your reunion. A most considerate proposal. Very well. Ere we depart to Ratika, we shall journey on to Warden Job that we might secure this relic. Safe travels, Claire. I pray that tablet and its contents prove of interest to Y'shtola. Alright, so you all behave. Looks like I'll be heading off with the others. So, I wonder why Y'shtola doesn't want to speak to the Exarch. Huh. Seems a little bit odd there. Yeah, why don't we just teleport straight over? This is getting good and I don't want to waste any time. Except for the load screens. Why is it always load screens? There we are. I do not doubt this place may weather another assault by Sin-Eaters, but they cannot hope to hold it should the Amorian soldiers return. Even with their limited numbers, the guard can use the terrain to their advantage. Perhaps I can convince the captain to lay a few traps out in the field. Thancred and I have come across these ruined churches before. I wish I could have seen them before the flood. The windows were works of art, I'm told. Here in Mist lies these ruins we'll find the Church of the First Lights, and within that hollowed hall the tablet we seek. Time is of the essence, my friend. Let us be quick. That was quick. And let's see what we got this time. And no, I don't like it. I almost ran off without accepting the quest. A little faith. At the height of Lakeland's prosperity, these sites served not as man's final bastion, but as testament to its ingenuity and architectural prowess. The Church of the First Light was responsible for many such marvels, building majestic chapels in every corner of the realm. Alas, the flood with its inexorable tides would drown nay every one, and did all but put an end to the religion as a whole. For the creatures which then did rise from that fairy-like deluge were seen as agents of divine punishment, sent to devour sin and sinner both, whence the name of Sin-Eater. The people were lost, seemingly forsaken by their god. Yet where there is light, there hath ever been shade, and 'twixt in the dark they sought solace. The most devout of these worshippers of Shadow did then migrate to Ratika Greatwood, but that is a tale for another time. For now, let us find what remaineth of that chapel here. Alright, so I think I know where it is. I've been here before, after all. Oh, there's Thancred over there. Despite their articular prowess, I can make neither head nor tail of anything in this place. You would think the remnants of a church would be more conspicuous. It's gotta be around this part somewhere. Maybe around here? Okay, so this area looks a bit like a church. So, it's supposed to be somewhere. Oh, hello. I see no signs of the church, but it must be around here somewhere. I just said that, didn't I? Alright, so... it looks like we gotta head down, but where do you head down from here? It's gotta be some stairs or trap door. Oh, here we go. It would be most unusual, but mayhap the hall was built below ground. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Okay, so this looks less like a church and more like a place for satanic worship. Aye, this is indeed the church we seek. It's surprisingly intact. What little is left of the churches I've seen until now have always borne the scars of decades of disuse. Its subterranean construction has done much to protect the hall from the ravages of time, yet the reason for its remarkable preservation may be deducted from its decoration. As faith in the light did wane, so rose reverence for the dark. And its followers did want for places of worship. To be plain, the standards which do adorn these halls belong not to those who built them, but to worshippers of the dark, the Knights Blessed, who subsequently migrated to Ratika, yes? Indeed, 'twas beneath the shaded bough of Ratika Greatwood that they finally found sanctuary. Often many times did Eulmore make spurious overtures of friendship unto them, but they are no fools. The Exarch knoweth full well that Y'shtola, in her seclusion, doth labor to learn all she may of the blessed in their past. 'Tis why he sent us here, I now see. The tablet of which he spoke no doubt provideth a glimpse into the history that she so yearned to comprehend. Well then, we better hurry up and find it. Sure, how hard can it be? Famous last words, as they always say. Can anyone tell me what this infernal tablet even looks like? I'm guessing a stone tablet. I mean, what else do you need? Were the tablet a fragment of Holy Scripture, 'twould most assuredly rest here on this altar. Yet this would, I presume, also have been where the Blessed placed the front of seeing used in the practice of their faith. Whither then would they have set the tablet? I can barely see my hand in front of my face. If only that torch were a little closer. Oh, we're going to be using, like, the telescope again. Alright. So... that's funny. Thancred. Oh, looky here. What have we found? You located the time-worn tablets. Hey everyone, I see it! It's underneath the altar. Within the altar, thou sayest? I certainly hope this is what we were looking for. Well, what else could it be? How were you able to see it in the dark, and inside the altar of all places? I don't know, just awesome. Not the skate of thine eye, 'twould seem. This is indeed the tablet we seek. Curious, these engravings predate the Knights Blessed. If I'm not mistaken, they are written in the script of the ancient empire of Ronka, whose capital once stood in the midst of what is now Ratika. 'Twould be no small matter to decipher them. A fine guess for our seeker of truth. To explain the Exarch understandeth Y'shtola only too well. But come, let us quit this place and make ready for our journey into the woods. Alright! Into the dark. Urianger is ready to leave, but not before first offering a piece of advice. As we depart, there is a custom of the Knights Blessed which I feel compelled to elucidate. As one might expect, they deem light to be abhorrent, and everything it touches befouled. Thus do they take the utmost pains to protect all they can from its taint, including their very names. To speak plain, it is the belief of the blessed that one's own name must never be uttered in the light of the everlasting day. Yet this commandment precludeth not the use of another's. Thus do parents protect their children, and, in rare cases, masters their disciples. So it is that Y'shtola hath taken the name of Master Matoya. Lest we offend them, I bid you speak not her true name in the blessed presence. With that in mind, let us speak with the guard who keepeth vigil at the Greatwood's border. Oh, so that's why Y'shtola goes by the name of Matoya now. In all honesty, I was expecting something else, but let's move on. Oh, graves. I don't know why, but seeing graves in a video game just kind of creeped me out for some reason. I don't know, it's just something that bugs me for some reason. Anyway, let's just go. Ooh, let's stay away from that thing for now. Oh no, go away! Okay, good. It will be good to see Y'shtola again. I know I have no reason to, but I can't help feeling nervous about meeting Y'shtola. Oh, you have a reason to. I pray thee heed mine explanation of the blessed customs. 'Twould be ill-advised to provoke their ire. Well met, traveler. What business have you here? Yeah, we need to go through. Do you mind? Yes, of course. Right this way.
No matter how far he goes, man cannot resist looking back on the path he has walked. The untold stories and secrets of the past can be more alluring than the promise of tomorrow. And so he braves the forests of Raktika in search of mystery and wonder. Of Ronka, to which all seekers of hidden truths are inevitably drawn.
We have arrived. Vast though these woods may be, they are, by and large, uninhabitable. Not so the swamps of Cydia, however, whose sparse foliage permitted man a foothold.
No lands must remain beyond our grasp. Go forth, conquer, rule! Forgive me. A sudden pang of nostalgia for those halcyon days. Exploring virgin territories, subjugating primitive peoples, all for the glory of Garlemald.
If you've brought your ivory standard, I'll be happy to tell you where to stick it.
Can we not simply take a moment to enjoy the view together? Or would you rather I spied on you from the shadows? Much more of this, and I may very well begin to regret my show of good faith.
If you really want to stay, than help us fight.
No, I think not. I am an observer, nothing more. Even shielded by the shadows of these boughs, I feel the light's presence most keenly. To accompany you is taxing enough. To fight is out of the question.
I will suffer your company if I must, but not your commentary.
So we're traveling with an Ascian now. Really? Really? What is this now? Do you expect me to regale you with friendly banter? Oh, very well. I will humor you this one. You may consider it my latest act of good faith. Come on, then. What do you wish to know? Why choose this form here in the first? That's a good question. Well, well, what a curious question. Mortal flesh is but the vessel into which we Ascians pour the elixir of our souls, molding it as it fixes the occasion. Or not, if we so choose. Be it for a year or a millennium, I prefer to retain the same form until my duty is done. So after having arrived in the first, I fashion some hapless body into the man you see before you. Though, as your friend over there can attest, there are those of us who forgo such alterations. Who was ever the rash one, La Habrea, jumping from vessel to vessel, never heeding the toll it took on him? Oh. If you've nothing to ask me, why are you still here? Don't you have wardens to vanquish, a realm to save? If he never opened his mouth again, it would be too soon. Thancred has told me of the Ascians and what they have done. If he isn't willing to help, is it wise to let him stay with us? Hey, you were the one who offered! 'Tis plain our Ascian counterpart meaneth to follow wheresoever we lead. Were it otherwise, he would not suffer the overabundance of light in these woods. Verily, it prevaileth every corner, and so long as the Light Warden remaineth, the Sin-Eater shall be free to prey upon these lands without surcease. If naught is done, 'tis but a matter of time before the blessed succumb. 2 years past, a swarm of Sin-Eaters did lay waste unto their largest settlement, killing great many of their priests in so doing. Though some few did survive, they knew not how to go on, wayward souls in want of a guiding hand. For in mercy, Y'shtola hath provided what they sorely needed. They have since endeavored to restore their home, and thither shall we bend our steps. To Fort Gorn. Oh, come on! Yeah, let's just hurry up and go. I'm not dealing with that. Oh, I see it! I see it! It's from the trailer! This was where the fire happened, or at least this is where we saw, Y'shtola and Urianger talking. Oh boy, the damage is still pretty bad. I thought that he said that they were trying to restore it. Urianger said that they were rebuilding, but there is no one here. We both know how Urianger enjoys painting pictures with his words, but he did not exaggerate about this place. Well, where is this friend of yours we've come to meet? That's a good question. Well, let's see if we can find out.
I see little sign of recent activity, nor hath any meaningful progress been made with the reconstruction. Mayhap Y'shtola sought shelter elsewhere. Come, let us quit this place.
Now! Surround them! These senators, they're not like the others.
There's a reason for that. Lower your weapons, please. We mean you no harm.
How is it they can speak?
It's a Sin Eater trick. They mean to kill us all.
Please, we're not Sin Eaters.
Perhaps they speak the truth.
Oh, for the love of... I had hoped that by accompanying you, we might come to understand one another. But all I have come to understand is that you have a knack for inflaming the natives. You've committed the cardinal sin of boring me. And so, I retire to the shade. Good luck.
There! Did you see that one disappear?
I think I preferred La Habrea.
Enough. Runar, report.
Master Matoya! We apprehended them as you ordered, but are you certain these are Sin Eaters?
The intense light of the ether I saw was unmistakable. If not Sin Eaters, then what?
'Tis passing queer that Y'shtola should mistake us for the enemy, is it not? Mayhap it hath been too long since last she beheld the radiance of thine ether. Master Matoya, hath time truly made strangers of us?
Nay, I recognize you, Urianger, Thancred. And this is Minfilia of the First, of whom you spoke before.
Just so. And knowing as thou must that we come in peace, might I prevail upon thee to have thy comrades lower their arms?
First explain this other presence in your company. The one I know not. There is but one manner of creature in this world whose ether is suffused with such an abundance of light.
Mine apologies, Master Matoya, but thou art mistaken. Before thee standeth our dearest comrade, the truest hero among us. Though she is but recently arrived here in the First, not one but 2 Light Wardens have already perished by her most puissant hand.
It cannot be.
It's been too long, clearly.
Master Matoya?
Lower your weapons. Forgive us this hostile welcome. Come, I would give you a proper introduction to Raktika and its people.
That's kind of scary here. That she should imagine her a stranger. Yeah, what was that all about? That ended a lot better than it might have. No thanks to him, sulk. I didn't expect her to be so imposing in person. You get used to it. You have been busy since arriving in the first, I gather. But I would hear of the tale of your travels in a more suitable surrounding. With Fort Gorn yet to be rebuilt, the Knights Blessed have made their home in a settlement to the northeast. I will await you at the entrance. Follow the path through the yonder gates, and you will find me soon enough. So, looks like this isn't going to be the main settlement. When I first saw the trailer, I was kind of expecting that we would go here and we would have to fight off a forest fire or something. But you know, I love the music here. It's gorgeous. Looks like I see banners hanging, so we must be close by. And you know what? I was a little disappointed. I wouldn't have mind traveling with Sulk for a little bit. It would have just been interesting. Slitherbow. There you are. I was beginning to worry. Much like the Twelves would, this forest has a way of dealing with those who stray too far from the beaten path. But I digress. Let me show you the home of the Knights Blessed. Oh, it's kind of nice here. Have you ever seen such a tree? To think these are only the roots. Finally, a place to rest. To make their home here and so swiftly would surely have required no small amount of ingenuity. A most impressive feat, wouldst thou not agree? Oh yes, I wonder who was responsible for that.
Slitherbow is the largest of the blessed settlements. They worship no gods, instead revering darkness itself. It is a curious kind of faith, but one which has granted them the strength to persevere in the wake of the flood. I hope you weren't expecting a grand feast by way of welcome. They are a simple people. Now, I would hear of your travels away from prying ears. Come. I see. And now you seek the Light Warden of Raktika. In the days after I arrived in the First, I too relied upon the Crystal Exarch for guidance. But his penchant for secrecy and the telling of half-truths soon lost him my trust. And thus did I strike out on my own. My work eventually led me here to the forest, which I've come to know like the back of my hand. I cannot say with certainty where your quarry is hiding, but I am confident I can narrow the search.
Well, go on then.
Some few thousand years ago, this forest stood at the heart of the Empire of Ronka. A great many relics of that civilization can still be found to the east in Ixmaya. Or rather, could be found, were the area not fiercely guarded. Ixmaya, you see, is home to a tribe of warriors whose lineage is said to date back to the time of the Empire. Any attempt to enter their territory is met with lethal force. They offer no warnings, and suffer no trespasser to escape. Needless to say, my every attempt to survey the area has been thwarted.
Mayhap the Warden hideth there, full knowing none may approach it for fear of these protectors.
As for the tablet, I find the timing of its discovery suspiciously convenient. If I did not know better, I would think someone was trying to curry favor with me. Regardless, it will take time to decipher these writings. Yet I would not be at all surprised if they somehow held the key to entering Ixmaya unmolested. The Exarch has a nose for serendipity.
If there is aught I can do to assist thee in unraveling their secrets, thou needst only ask.
Thank you, Urianger. I may well take you up on that offer. While we set to work, might I suggest you take a tour of the city? Should you be in any doubt as to the importance of your role as the Warrior of Darkness, the people here will surely cure you of it.
I must say, Ishtola, while most of us have struggled to come to terms with our altered circumstances, you seem to have adapted rather well.
Lest you forget, Master Matoya and I dedicated our lives to uncovering the truth which hides at the heart of our world. Though separate, the fate of this reflection is nevertheless bound to that of our home. That I would be daunted by such an invaluable opportunity is absurd. But what of you, Thancred? Could it be that you are still struggling to come to terms with the nature of your young companion?
My struggles are none of your concern. Quite why you would speak thus and in this company, I do not know. Perhaps you left more of yourself back in the source than I assumed. If you'll excuse me.
He understands that I'm not the same. That I'm not her.
Understands, perhaps, but does not accept. The question being whether he ever will. And whether you will, more importantly. As difficult as your circumstances may be, they are yours, not his. 'Tis you and you alone who bears ultimate responsibility for your life. But you need not make any hard choices now. Why not go and get some fresh air, clear your head?
Oh boy, Y'shtola, what happened to you? Well, I think that's a pretty good place to end for the time being. I have a feeling that we are going to be dealing with a lot more issues now that Y'shtola has joined us. I don't know, it's like she and Thancred have just gotten meaner since then. I wish I'd never... When Y'shtola first arrived in the Fur, she made swift work of the Cabinet of Curiosity. Her thirst yet unsated, she then journeyed hither seeking the wisdom of Ronka. She found little in the way of welcome from the Blessed, however. 'Twas not until the Great Fire, where she denied the Sin Eaters a feast of ether, that she gained their trust. Since then I have served as liaison twixt Slitherbow and the Crystarium, that she might be kept abreast of the others' efforts. So she should have known that we were already here, right? What's going on? Day in the neighborhood. Alright, so that's the next quest, but like I said, we will end it there. I hope everyone enjoyed it, and I'll be seeing you all again very soon. Bye-bye!